You should flip a coin. They got the trophy waiting for me where I'm going. Put that banner up. The skills here are so intact. I travel to the future when I step back. Hang time like the dock and you might be stacked. But to stop what we got, man, you might need Shaq. They think our confidence is arrogance, but that's just fact. Destiny yelling how we look if we don't scream back who we are. Cream of the crop, the top tier. That's why they beating on the drums, cause the champs in here. Yeah. Ready. Yeah. I'm hungry. Oh, just look at that piece. Yeah. Come on. You will never get in on our level. We go here, we will never settle. Trophies raised high here, we call it heavy metal. Giving no breaks, feet on the pedal, top swing. Up for any challenge you bring. See the results of the last group that challenged the team. Efficiency is high when you challenge the ring. Matter of fact, hold his L and clean. You deserve it. We don't just dominate, we serving. No guesswork here, we certain. You see the wins and start flirting. We put a ring on it, where's the curtains? Ready. They got me saying I'm hungry. Just look at that piece. Yeah. You will never get in on our level. We go here, we will never settle. Trophies raised high here, we call it heavy metal. Giving no breaks, feet on the pedal, top swing.
What's up, guys? Welcome to 101 with Smurf on the Good Faith Show. I'm Andre Morton, and over to the right is Smurf. And the Good Faith Show is exclusively on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. We got some shameless plugs for y'all. On the bottom of the screen on the ticker, you can see help out my best friend and the CEO of the ATP Network. She's going through a lot. Her car battery failed on her, so she had to miss work. That was Monday and other stuff. So y'all please chip in how much, whatever you willing to give. It don't matter. Her cash app is $Liz4285, and subscribe to my podcast. Also on the bottom of your ticker, Real Recognize Real, available on all major podcasting platforms. So, Smurf, man, how your headspace been?
Yeah, I'm good. What's up?
Yeah, I've been better, man. I had to see the light, I guess. Your friends, man. They real friends. First of all, and second of all, they've been going through, and you've been stuck up in your ways, like putting like projects ahead of them. Like that shit ain't right, man. And I feel so bad right now. That's why my mood is kind of down, but I'm a fight on, and it's a learning curve for me.
Do you believe in separating things? Like some people will say you shouldn't be separating a project from a person, or separating your feelings from work, or separating. And some people will say, "Oh, you're not supposed to separate. You're supposed to like be the same person all through." What do you think about that?
Separating the project from the people. I mean, from a friend.
Like
Uh,
if your family situation is affecting your work, should you separate the one and the other, or should you treat it all together?
uh,
Um,
yeah. Um, um, I think if the situation is dire, like a friend of ours, I think you should just scale back a little bit, like check on them, periodically, see how they doing, and be there with help them financially as much as you can, just be there with them. But um, knowing them, if they ain't good, they'll tell you, no, continue to doing what you're doing. I'm fine, and in all actuality, they're not. So I prioritize my two friends over the project. Like I still do the project, because the algorithm and shit, Like yeah, like when you do this shit and you stop for a while, like just completely, you got to start all over again, and that's a bummer, man. That's a bummer.
You
So
can't let go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That hey, Smurf. That's why what we said before we got on. That's why you said that's why you see some of those podcasters be streaming all the time because of the algorithm. You gotta you really I should be doing 3 of these motherfuckers a day, but I'm not gonna push myself that hard. It's not that serious right now. We small, we grow we doing good. As long as it's once a day, no, I'm fine. The network doing fine. Yeah. Um
Yeah, there's
yeah.
wisdom in staying small too.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and also too, guys, man. I made a mini video about this. Y'all probably catch it tomorrow, but well, earlier today when this video comes out. Always be there with your true friends, man. Like true friends are so hard to come by. Most of the people you meet, they claim they love you, they like you, but some of them just opportunists and users, and fuck them people. But the ones that really actually love you, man, always check on them from time to time. Like I didn't do that, and I regret it. But yeah, but we're mending it. So yeah,
I'm the kind of guy that goes visit my friends, and when I was
that's a
younger, and I would do that. I was always a bit disappointed that it wasn't always reciprocal. Like I shouldn't. But in the beginning, you do expect, that they will come at your house when it's their time to be on vacation. But and then you find like you're the only one doing that. Like like the I guess the tendency is then to stop. Like, but if you wanna like nourish the future relationship with old friends, like you eventually got to touch base, like you got to go and like and like and it's not artificially but like with a little bit of like of look to like to emphasize how important the relationship is, like so you go and
yeah,
see it just even though it is sometimes a bit symbolic and a bit artificial, just the outreach, it goes a long way.
yeah. Same here, man. Like I thought I had homeboys. I did stuff for them. I gave them rides and gave them money. I helped them move twice. Like literally, Smurf. Like I had to pay for a fucking U-Haul for them because they didn't have no money, or his mama didn't have no money, so I had to come out of pocket about $150 for a U-Haul just to move them across town. And the motherfucker moved back up north to Illinois, and the motherfucker don't even call me or FaceTime me or nothing. Like that shit hurt, man. At least text me, because I'm not a phone guy. Talk on the phone, but at least text me like, how you doing, bruh? That shit hurt me, man. Like I want to say
There's
something
like
to him, but
a thin line between like borrowing $1,000 and outright swindling.
yeah,
Like if I can borrow $1,000 and at least give you a phone call and you'll like leave me alone for another year. I could, but not even, like it's outright stealing, like almost. But
yeah,
we were young. We had our hearts on our sleeve, and we were taught that way, and we went
yeah,
about that way, and we paid for it, and we adapted.
yeah. I had to. Yeah, I definitely had to adapt. Like again, man, it's a shame. You know, like obviously, man, supposed to be cool. We used to smoke weed together. And all that stuff. But I don't know. He got a family now. Maybe he just focused on his wife now. They're gonna have a baby, and his wife already had kids. So, but he could have. There's still no excuse. You could have text a brother every now and again. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn. Like I see his ass on TikTok. He got a Twitch account too. Like, like he
Like
want me to
if
to
I
share
had
his.
a $5 debt, I think I would, like I think about it every night. Like Like I've been like it depends on I like corporation. I don't mind owing them money, but an individual like I find it like anyways. I find it's an equivalent of like so many things in our world that like it is very meaningful to have money go in between friends. Like
Yeah.
it's used to say like good accounts make good friends, right?
Yeah.
So and
Uh,
it's bad business to sell your car to a friend, you know that, and
oh lordy,
bad
lordy.
business to repair a friend's home. It's bad business, you know, because when you start introducing money in a relationship, it becomes really symbolic and really suddenly like we used to not care about money, but then now it's personal, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, man, $150. Like, I mean, I wasn't making the money I'm making now. Like that's a lot of money. Like, I didn't ask his mama to pay for it. I didn't ask him to pay for it. I did it because, they couldn't afford rent in that place. I had to move to another place. I helped them, understand they had to cut the lights on, you gotta pay to cut utilities on and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, that right there, you not communicating with me no more shows me that you would never really begin with. You was an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
There's
even
many of
fuck with
them
that guy
out
no more.
there, and
Yeah.
yeah, and once you've met one or many opportunists and thieves and swindlers and all kinds of scallywags, um, you become you adapt, so you become more on your
Calculated.
guard, hard to trust, a bit colder.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
a
how I
bit.
am. That's how I
Yeah,
am.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
how I
yeah.
am. Yeah.
And you will be criticized for it. They'll say, "Where's your humanity gone?" And you're like, "Well, trauma." And well, that's how they call it now. It's hard for me to use the word because I'm maybe an older generation. We used to not like show the trauma. Like we hid the trauma. Like we were
Yeah.
ashamed of the trauma. Like so,
Yeah.
like we didn't talk about it, but that's how you raise kids. Like you inflict trauma upon them and hope that it doesn't scar them too much. Anyways,
Yeah, man. Like on Twitter, for example, Twitter's a good example of that. You meet people, you know, you meet people because they say something intellectually or tweet something intellectually. Doesn't mean that they, they see you with a bigger following. They don't want to use you for your following, and then
that's the internet. That's like it's
yeah,
humanity under a looking glass. Like you find
yeah,
the worst of the bacterias of humanity, and you find the
that's
worst of and the best too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I don't really be on the timeline no more because I met a lot of people. I thought they were cool as fuck. Then they turned out to be either infiltrators or
Yeah,
fucking users. So,
yeah.
um, let me see.
And then
You,
there's
Joey.
yeah, there's a bunch of them. I don't want to
Yeah.
go about naming them, but yeah,
Nah, I mean, only people that I trust right now is very few. You, Damien, Tire Peasant, and who else? Who else? Damn, that's about it. I think that's about it, man. Damien, right? That's it, Damien. Yeah, Damien. That's the only people I trust. Everybody else, man, I don't hate them. Solidarity with them. Hope we fighting the revolution together. But like as like personal close relationships, man, I can't do it. I've been burned too many times, man. Like especially with my own kinfolk on Twitter. My own kinfolk burnt me. So family ain't shit either. These people, you know what I'm saying, man. Uh, yeah,
yeah. And then
yeah,
I'm reminded again of my old teacher. She used to say like, "Don't close doors." Like you never know down the road. like
Well,
door, like if it's a bad thing that's in there, you want to close the door, right? But just
yeah,
leave it open because you never know when. That's like opportunism. Like you never know, like when you might need it down the road later. But there's some doors you want to close, like, and then it goes against the philosophy of like staying open to everything and like staying like ready to accept the new reality, but like and being like prepared for the future, so you don't close doors that could be useful later. But at the same time, like there's definitely doors that you learn to close, like.
yeah, yeah. Like with the network, yeah. Like you do tea time and you invite a guest on, and they speak intellectually. See, it's showing how well a fool I used to be. Like I thought because if somebody had a soft, smart spoken tone, I thought they was legit. I thought they was real. And turns out that they're infiltrator in the network, ain't doing shit but causing more mess. Sending screenshots to other folks, which the screenshots wasn't bad, but I don't know why you shared them. But that's why I like to
In the
keep things
modern
small.
era, you can really meet bad people doing really bad things, and again magnified by the power of the internet. Because
Yeah,
if you go around in the village with my some old love letters that you found in a drawer, nobody cares. But if you go on the internet with it, you might get a few hits.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. You know what though? I'm gonna say this. This is the last time we'll talk about this though. Um, um, the last time we'll say about this. Like me and Ty Peasant, like when I first met her on Twitter, we wasn't like cool like we are now. You know, I was like that then too. It took me a while for me and her to click because we didn't know each other, right? It's the internet, meet new people, but when we start actually talking to each other, it became it's a real bond because I know she would not do anything to screw me over, and I wouldn't do anything to screw her over. You see what I'm saying? You can't find that anymore. Same with Joey too. You can't find it anymore with people, man. It's sad. I want to be friends with everybody, but you just can't.
You
You
can't
know
be friends with everybody because you know how they say, you're like, if you're friends with everyone, that means you're not really friend with anyone. Because
exactly,
if you're gonna be friendly with everyone, that means you can't take a bullet for them, because that means you'll take too many bullets. So, but if
exactly.
you're a real friend, then you'll take a bullet for the your friend. Like, but that's really rare. Like that's unique, right?
Yeah, 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 man. You said you didn't watch the whole debate, right?
No,
Okay. I
no,
just
but
finished.
that's why like if you show me clips, you'll have a
Yeah,
fresh reaction.
yeah. I'm gonna show you highlights from the debate. Give me a second. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna show you
So
some
yeah, I
clips.
brought a bottle of wine for this. I knew you would do that.
You knew me, man, bro. You know me now, man. Yeah, that's the way I am, man. Yeah. Can you wait? Hold on. I gotta share my screen real quick. Hold on. Smurf got the wine. Uh, man, Smurf got
That's,
the wine ready.
that's
Uh,
Portugal. The lady
yeah,
told me it was gonna be really her best but cheapest. So that's why I asked her for this compromise. Give me your best but cheapest.
yeah. Hey, Smurf, can you see that real good? The little
Yeah.
screen on the. Okay, all right. Yeah. I need some salsa right now. That well, I finna play the debate in its entirety, and we'll talk about it. Hold on, hold on a second. Let me see. I gotta unmute it. I had on mute, man.
Candidates for vice president faced off, running through a laundry list of issues from immigration to climate change and the economy.
And mostly absent from this debate, the current president, Joe Biden. Instead, during the debate hosted by CBS News, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance worked to tie the vice president, Kamala Harris, to the Biden administration's perceived failures. And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz worked to tie Harris to the administration's perceived successes. Fox 4's Amelia Jones, and now with a deeper look at some of their responses to the major issues. Amelia.
Yeah, Heather, Steve, this was the first time these two men have actually ever met, and it's the only time they'll debate as vice president candidates. Senator J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz shook hands briefly before starting the debate hosted by CBS News. Out of the gate, the candidates addressed the conflict in the Middle East, climate change, and immigration. Senator J.D. Vance was asked about former President Donald Trump's desire for mass deportation and what that would look like. Vance replied by attacking Kamala Harris and her border policies, while Governor Tim Walz pointed out a bipartisan border bill authored by a Republican senator that ultimately ended up not getting passed. Allegedly, it was Trump who had the bill killed, so he had a platform to run on.
What would Donald Trump talk about if we actually did some of these things? And they need to be done by the legislature. You can't just do this through the executive branch. So look, we have the options to do this. Donald Trump had 4 years. He had 4 years to do this.
Before we talk about deportations, we have to stop the bleeding. We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
In terms of the economy, Vance emphasized the Trump campaign's view to bring back what he called a common sense economy, saying that experts aren't always right. Walz reinforced the Harris campaign's goals to provide economic relief through child care relief. The candidates were also asked about their leadership qualities and to address some discrepancies in their past statements.
But I've also been extremely open about the fact that I was wrong about Donald Trump. I was wrong, first of all, because I believed some of the media stories that turned out to be dishonest fabrications of his record. But most importantly, Donald Trump delivered for the American people. Rising wages, rising take-home pay, an economy that worked for normal Americans, a secure southern border, a lot of things, frankly, that I didn't think he'd be able to deliver on.
Now, look, my community knows who I am. They saw where I was at. Look, I will be the first to tell you, I have poured my heart into my community. I've tried to do the best I can, but I've not been perfect. And I'm a knucklehead at times, but it's always been about that.
A big difference in tonight's debate is the microphones were not turned off when the opponent was speaking. The CBS moderators only had to mute the mics once during the debate as the candidates were speaking over each other. During the debate, both candidates trickled in pieces of their own backgrounds and even at times acknowledged that their opponent's statement was right. The second half of the debate focused on reproductive rights, gun violence, and the 2020 election.
Okay, I'm gonna play another one. Cause that one there. I'm just gonna show you just highlights, no commentation. Hold on. Yeah.
You guys are fucked.
Oh my God, man! I know, man.
We're all fucked. Don't worry about it. Don't take it too personal.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good, man. Hey, yeah. Oh, here we go. It's perfect here. Okay, I found another video. Yeah, man. Smurf said we fucked. Hey, like Misty Winston say, Conrad Misty, we're fucked. Hell yeah, we fucked, man. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Man, I'll fall asleep, man. This shit was so boring, dude. Like, my God. Wow. You know, hey, this shit right here. Boy, they give that the 2020 vice presidential debate running for his fucking money. Like, holy crap! All right, here's the other one. This is more in depth.
2020 election.
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
It's a damning non-answer for you to not talk about censorship. Obviously, Donald Trump and I think that there were problems in 2020. We've talked about it. I'm happy to talk about it further. But you guys attack us for not believing in democracy. The most sacred right under the United States democracy is the First Amendment. You yourself have said there's no First Amendment right to misinformation. Kamala Harris wants to use the power of government and big tech to silence people from speaking their minds. That is a threat to democracy that will long outlive this present political moment. I would like Democrats and Republicans to both reject censorship. Let's persuade one another. Let's argue about ideas, and then let's come together afterwards.
You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's the test. That's the Supreme Court test.
Tim, fire in a crowded theater. You guys wanted to kick people off of Facebook for saying that toddlers shouldn't wear masks.
Senator, the governor does have the floor.
Fire in a crowded theater. That is criticizing the policies of the government, which is the right of every American.
Senator, the governor does have the floor for 1 minute to respond to you.
Yeah. Well, I don't run Facebook. What I do know is I see a candidate out there who refused, and now again, and this, I'm pretty shocked by this. He lost the election. This is not a debate.
If you become vice president, why should Americans trust that you will give Donald Trump the advice he needs to hear and not just the advice he wants to hear?
Well, first of all, Margaret, because I've always been open. And sometimes, of course, I've disagreed with the president, but I've also been extremely open about the fact that I was wrong about Donald Trump. I was wrong, first of all, because I believed some of the media stories that turned out to be dishonest fabrications of his record. But most importantly, Donald Trump delivered for the American people.
Oh, what's that?
I think we heard that part.
Yeah.
Rising wages,
Yeah, this one more thorough. Yeah.
Take-home pay, an economy that worked for normal Americans, a secure southern border, a lot of things, frankly, that I didn't think he'd be able to deliver on. And yeah, when you screw up, when you misspeak, when you get something wrong and you change your mind, you ought to be honest with the American people about it.
You said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year.
Look, I will be the first to tell you, I have poured my heart into my community. I've tried to do the best I can, but I've not been perfect. And I'm a knucklehead at times, but it's always been about that. Many times I will talk a lot. I will get caught up in the rhetoric. But being there, the impact it made, the difference it made in my life, I learned a lot about China. I hear the critiques of this. I would make the case that Donald Trump should have come on one of those trips with us.
Wow, we got a dummy that's not pro-China. I mean, not anti-China, I mean. Wow.
Yeah, but it's just the flavor.
Yeah.
It's just the popsicle flavor. It's still sugar.
Yeah. Man, speaking truth to power, Smurf.
He wouldn't be praising Xi Jinping about COVID. And I guarantee you he wouldn't start a trade war that he ends up losing.
So first of all, Margaret, before we talk about deportations, we have to stop the bleeding. We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
Kamala Harris was the attorney general of the largest state and a border state in California. She's the only person in this race who prosecuted transnational gangs for human trafficking and drug interventions. But look, we all want to solve this.
Hey, Smurf, you're going to drink that whole bottle, man. It's going to be gone by the end of this clip, man.
Yeah, but I knowing you, I bought a whole box of wine.
Hey, man. Hey,
So now I need a wine cellar.
Yeah, putting up with all this bullshit in United States politics, I need a whole stack of fucking White Claw seltzer back there. Hey, one day you'll probably see some back there, man. Like, these motherfuckers just drive me, like, it blow my fucking brain off, man. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Most of us want to solve this. That's why we had the fairest and the toughest bill on immigration that this nation's seen. But as soon as I was getting ready to pass and actually tackle this, Donald Trump said no, told them to vote against it because it gives him a campaign issue. It gives him what would Donald Trump talk about if we actually did some of these things?
The only thing that she did when she became the vice president, when she became the appointed border czar, was to undo 94 Donald Trump executive actions that opened the border. This problem is leading to massive problems in the United States of America.
We could come together and solve this if we didn't let Donald Trump continue to make it an issue. And the consequences in Springfield were the governor had to send state law enforcement to escort kindergartners to school. I believe Senator Vance wants to solve this, but by standing with Donald Trump and not working together to find a solution, it becomes a talking point. And when it becomes a talking point like this, we dehumanize and villainize other human beings.
Now, Governor Walz brought up the community of Springfield, and he's very worried about the things that I've said in Springfield. Look, in Springfield, Ohio, and in communities all across this country, you've got schools that are overwhelmed. You've got hospitals that are overwhelmed. You have got housing that is totally unaffordable because we brought in millions of illegal immigrants to compete with Americans for scarce homes. The people that I'm most worried about in Springfield, Ohio, are the American citizens who have had their lives destroyed by Kamala Harris's open border. It is a disgrace, Tim. And I actually think, I agree with you. I think you want to solve this problem, but I don't think that Kamala Harris does.
I don't talk about my faith a lot, but Matthew 25:40 talks about, to the least amongst us, you do unto me. I think that's true of most Americans. They simply want order to it. This bill does it. It's funded. It's supported by the people who do it. And it lets us keep our dignity about how we treat other people.
Just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check, and since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP One app, where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand. That is not a person coming in applying for a green card and waiting for 10 years. That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by our own leadership.
Thank you, Senator, for describing the legal process. We have so much to get to, Senator.
Those laws have been on the books since 1990.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP One app has not been on the books since 1990.
Was he promoting the program?
Yeah, it sounded like it. He couldn't help himself, man.
He was to attack the program, but he didn't come up to it, and he only talked about the program.
Yeah, he basically saying like, "Hey, immigrants, you can download the app on their phone, and they get instant immigration status." Like, what the fuck? What the fuck they got to do with the question? He couldn't help himself. He couldn't help himself. Oh my God, man. I don't know.
Gentlemen,
they muted
the
mic
audience
too,
can't
man.
hear you because your mics are cut.
You know, I grew up in a working class family in a neighborhood where I knew a lot of young women who had unplanned pregnancies and decided to terminate those pregnancies because they feel like they didn't have any other options. One of them is actually very dear to me. She felt like if she hadn't had that abortion, that it would have destroyed her life because she was in an abusive relationship. And I think that what I take from that as a Republican who proudly wants to protect innocent life in this country, who proudly wants to protect the vulnerable, is that my party, we've got to do so much better of a job at earning the American people's trust back on this issue where they frankly just don't trust us. And I think that's one of the things that Donald Trump and I are endeavoring to do. I want us as a Republican Party to be pro-family in the fullest sense of the word. I want us to support fertility treatments. I want us to make it easier for moms to afford to have babies. I want it to make it easier for young families to afford a home so they can afford a place to raise that family.
Man, these motherfuckers lying like a motherfucker, man. Shit. God damn.
The carrot and the stick. We're about family. We're all about family, but actually we're gonna enforce family. Like the carrot and the stick.
Even if the pregnancy is detriment to the mother, we don't give a fuck. Still have that baby, even if you're dead. They ain't gonna leave the baby in the street because they're not gonna provide housing for the kid or food for the kid. So I hate this fucking country, man. Man.
You know, they're gonna make it legal for the kids to go to jail kindergarten, so they can be raised in jail for private companies.
Lord. Oh hell yeah!
So we can boost the population to fund a war with China. You know, that's because they know that they don't have a really high population, and they're really worried. So they're all about the kids. But it's if only they were serious about the family, like that would help them.
Yeah. Yeah, if they say, hey, we're gonna provide families with let's say a fucking like tax credit or whatever the fuck, but they don't offer that shit. So why are you saying that you want to be
Exactly.
pro family? You want to be pro family, but and you want to force a mother to have a baby
Yeah.
that's
But
maybe detriment or they can't afford it. No, the math ain't
they're always
mathing.
like pro-life as long as it's not an actual human baby out of the womb. Because then giving him rights, voting rights, no, nothing.
Mm-mm.
Safety, gun safety, health care, nothing. So they care about the baby, but not the human. That's just despicable.
That's the
Anyways.
United States, man. That's the United
Yeah, I
States
know,
for
I
you.
know, I know. I'm used to it. I know this beast.
Yeah.
There's so much that we can do on the public policy front just to give women more options.
When you listen to Vice President Harris talk about this subject and you hear me talk about it, you hear us talking exactly the same. Donald Trump is trying to figure out how to get the political right of this. I agree with a lot of what Senator Vance said about what's happening. His running mate, though,
Man, they've been saying that shit all night long. I'd agree with you on this. I'd agree with you on that. What
Yeah,
the? They
yeah.
run on the same ticket?
I don't want to be gross, but they were like sucking each other's thing, like,
Ah, man. Hey,
and then
hey.
coming back on it. But yeah, but I would disagree on that though. Like,
Yeah, I agree with him on that one. I agree with Senator Vance on that. Like, what the fuck, man?
and then
Like,
and then they took pity on each other for being such like wimps, and they like started like trying to antagonize a little bit for the show. Like, yeah, it was weak. It was weak sauce. Yeah, it was weak.
yeah, this is one of the worst debates I've seen in a
Like,
long time.
watch rich
it's
men with
not.
ties humiliate each other without doing anything.
Yeah, yeah. Man, both of these motherfuckers take money from the same foreign agent APAC, so kind of do make sense. They agree, of course, yeah, they agree on Israel. Of course, one of them gonna say one of them is pro Palestinian, which the both of them not, because they was. Why are women and children still getting bombed like missiles right now for falling? But okay,
And that's the problem. I got a 17-year-old, and he witnessed a shooting at a community center playing volleyball. Those things don't leave you. No one's trying to scaremonger and say we're taking.
man, people made a big deal out of because Vance said he felt sorry for his son witnessing that. I'm like, what Vance supposed to attack him that his son witnessed a shooting? Like, what the fuck? Like, that was so, hey, these folk online weird as hell, man. Them right wingers, man. Like, you ain't supposed to see team sports mentality with these parties. You ain't supposed to, agree with Walsh on that. Okay.
Your guns, but I ask all of you out there, do you want your schools hardened to look like a fort? Is that what we have to go when we know there's countries around the world that their children aren't practicing these types of drills? They're being kids. We owe it to them to get a fix.
Tim, first of all, I didn't know that your 17-year-old witnessed a shooting. And I'm sorry about that, and I hope that he's doing okay.
So.
Christ have mercy. It is awful. We unfortunately have a mental health crisis in this country that I really do think that we need to get to the root causes of, because I don't think it's the whole reason why we have such a bad gun violence problem, but I do think it's a big piece of it.
Just because you have a mental health issue doesn't mean you're violent. And I think what we end up doing is we start looking for a scapegoat. Sometimes it just is the guns.
Governor, you say trust the experts. But those same experts for 40 years said that if we shipped our manufacturing base off to China, we'd get cheaper goods. They lied about that. They said if we shipped our industrial base off to other countries, to Mexico and elsewhere, it would make the middle class stronger. They were wrong about that. They were wrong about the idea that if we made America less self-reliant, less productive in our own nation, that it would somehow make us better off, and they were wrong about it. And for the first time in a generation, Donald Trump had the wisdom and
That's funny. The economical pivot of the capitalism that was so hungry for profits that it ditched the U.S. flag to go produce in the China.
Mm-hmm.
and they are now like Democrats suddenly, like supposedly, like well, and he's trying to pin that on the like this guy Walt, like what? No, like well, yeah, but I mean, it's the same bunch, it's the same people, and it's
Yeah.
sorry, like yeah, I shouldn't interrupt. It was so stupid.
No,
Like,
you
but
good.
it's kind of funny that this guy is trying to pin all this evil capitalism building abroad
It's on
on
both
the
of them.
Democrats. Like,
It's
well,
both.
yeah,
Like what
yeah,
Trump said. It's on both sides. It's on both
yeah,
sides. It's on both sides.
yeah. He would be right.
They do. Like same with Israel. Like they call Biden. He's pro Hamas and shit like that. But Biden
It
supports
doesn't
Israel.
stink.
Same
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
And the courage to say to that bipartisan consensus, we're not doing it anymore.
Much of what the senator said right there, I'm in agreement with him on this. I watched it happen too. I watched it to my communities, and we talked about that. We're in agreement that we bring those home. The issue is Donald Trump is talking about it. Kamala Harris has a record, 250,000 more manufacturing jobs just out of the IRA.
May I respond to that?
Yes.
So appreciate that. So if you notice what Governor Walz just did is he said, first of all, Donald Trump has to listen to the experts. And then when he acknowledged that the experts screwed up, he said, well, Donald Trump didn't do nearly as good of a job as the statistics
that's a
show
gross generalization.
that he did. So what Tim Walz is doing, and I honestly, Tim, I think you got a tough job here because you've got to play whack-a-mole. You've got to pretend that Donald Trump didn't deliver rising take-home pay, which of course he did. You've got to pretend that Donald Trump didn't deliver lower inflation, which of course he did. And then you simultaneously got to defend Kamala Harris's atrocious economic record, which has made gas, groceries, and housing unaffordable for American citizens.
You get that,
Oh my
Andre?
God.
Whack-a-mole is a hard game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the
They
level of
both
skill
jacking off on each
required to
other.
be like, yeah.
Man, what I got from that debate was they both jacked off each other, like you said earlier. I was just gonna say it, they jacked off each other, and like both of them basically agree on Israel. They both agree on,
They
trade
didn't
war.
know what to debate on, and they were like trying to play in the corners because the main field was already blue or red, didn't matter.
Yeah, and then what gets me is, Democrats have 50 years to codify Roe v. Wade into law, but they still running on it after it got overturned. And the other guy, he said he want to be pro-family, which he don't give a fuck about that child. He just want that child to fight in the imperialist wars or work at Amazon and shit. Work for the corporation they donate money to his ass. So, just two deeply unserious, like Nick Cruz on RBN always say, deeply unserious motherfuckers.
Yeah, but
If I
they're unserious to us, but like a bunch of think tanks running a few billions of profits per year, they're very serious about it.
yeah
And they're total bullshit. Like, who didn't envision the ammo situation in Ukraine? Like, who's responsible for that? Like, you must be really stupid. You got a thousand think tanks, but they couldn't come up with reality. So they're very serious, sure, but they're
yeah
also very deluded.
yeah. Well, I say this though to the like the normie American that thinks these motherfuckers would change their lives. They probably I'll say that okay, the undecided voter sees that, and I think they'll say if they're black and they think immigrants are taking their jobs. Like, well, I kind of side with Tim Walz and Trump here, but the motherfucker that probably lean liberal that support abortion, I like what Walz said. Okay, I see what you say on that, but but the 60% of people that don't vote, I bet they watch that shit and laugh their ass off, man. Like just
Yeah, we're
too
politically homeless. Like, that's not gonna bring us home. That's
no.
not gonna make us come back home. We know what drove us out, and that's exactly what did drive us out. The collaboration between both sides, the
Hold on.
like if at least if it was a real sports team, they wouldn't score each other's goals.
So you right on that one, man. Holy shit. Hold on, I gotta show you one more. I don't know why they ain't show this clip, man. Man, this is gonna be. You gonna like this one, man. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
wouldn't let a player like Joe Manchin play both sides when he likes. Like,
Yeah.
you're playing for the
Yeah.
team or not? And I don't believe
Exactly.
in like that shit anymore that much. But the analogy is worth it. Like
Yeah.
the party line kind of sucks, you know. And in reality, party lines are bad. But like
I hate,
Joe Manchin really is not even somewhere close to the line. Like,
man. Joe Manchin to me, I see Joe Manchin as a guy that um
it's just a
like
symptom.
he
Like,
like a
there's
referee. He
always
like a
gonna be one of
referee.
them.
Yeah. Joe
Yeah,
Manchin like a referee that like
yeah,
like let's say he got a parlay. He got his parlay set
yeah,
on this one team, and he can make a call, and they're gonna go, like at the end of the game, like he gonna call like a holding call on this
yeah.
team because his corporation, that was Joe Manchin
Yeah,
is.
he's a referee if the match is fixed.
Yeah, yes,
He's
yeah,
just an
yeah,
actor, like giving
yeah,
points one side, the other side, trying to look like it's fair, but it's fixed.
yeah, yeah. Just like Christian Cinema too, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same
Yeah,
shit.
there's always gonna be one, no matter how progressive they look, no matter how rainbow or redneck they look. There's always gonna be a turncoat to make it 50-50, no move.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed,
Status
man.
quo.
Um,
Yeah.
agreed. One more clip, man. I was you. I get that wine ready, man. Oh my god. Yeah. Here you go.
Book ads. And I think a revisionist history on this. Look, I don't understand how we got to this point. But the issue was that happened. Donald Trump can do it. And all of us say there's no place for this. It has massive repercussions.
Wait, they did play this part, but like, keep
This idea
watching.
that there's censorship to stop people from threatening to kill someone, threatening to do something, that's not censorship. Censorship is book banning. We've seen that. We've seen that brought up. I just think for everyone tonight, and I'm going to thank Senator Vance, I think this is the conversation they want to hear. And I think there's a lot of agreement, but this is one that we are miles apart on. This was a threat to our democracy in a way that we had not seen. And it manifested itself because of Donald Trump's.
I ain't mean to interrupt, but if I see this and I see that, damn, these motherfuckers agree on this shit, then why they running against each other? It might well just be a unity ticket. I'm just saying, like, damn, I
But
never seen that before.
they have to go shopping for something to disagree nobly on. Like, as
Yeah,
gentlemen, we gotta stop
yeah,
being on our knees like that. We gotta, like, at least give the impression of tapping our sword or something.
yeah, man. I know. You go ahead.
Yeah, but even then, you know what I think about, like, October 6th. Like, if it was real, it's true that it would be problematic, but it wasn't real. So, like, it's theater, and to bring it back up is like scripted again.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's almost like it was included in the debate. You got to talk about that,
yeah,
and they have
yeah,
their lines. Like, anyway,
yeah. I get what you saying. Obviously.
Inability to say. He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask, did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
It's a damning non-answer for you to not talk about censorship. Obviously, Donald Trump and I think that there were problems in 2020.
It was a damning non-answer. Like, why are we still talking about January 6th, dude? This what,
because
October the 2nd?
words mean nothing anymore. Like,
Oh my god.
how many seasons of this shit could you watch on CD box set? And it would still mean nothing. It would still amount to nothing at all.
Yes.
I'm like, they're they're only like putting it on display that these are the engines of like the of what's running policy. It's corporation, and the corporations have their hands in both teams. And
Yeah,
so when like what is left to fight about? Like you see it, like then they just you fire you up with certain issues.
true. Exactly.
20.
Uh,
We've talked about
Yeah, like
exactly.
like the right, anti-abortion, the left, pro-abortion. Yeah, the you know, hey, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna finish this up. You know, I thought religion divided motherfuckers, but hell, politics definitely. Like these political parties is a tool of division as well. Like most Americans agree on like good policies. It's just that one side, one set of people got indoctrinated on this side, and the other people got indoctrinated on the other side. So,
You're touching a nerve. You're touching a very important nerve there. That they're both structures of power, and
hmm
you can see it. You can feel it. Like it's hard to see organized crime as a structure of power, but it is. There are many minor and major structures of power, but religion and political military are obvious ones.
yes,
And that touches a bit on the topic we promised the viewers we would talk about religion,
oh
but
yeah, that's next.
yeah, yeah. So, like, you're really touching a nerve there. That those are you cannot deny religion or politics, or you cannot deny military, and those are realities, and they do wield power. They are structures of power since beginning of time. If you want to crush your neighbor because you want his stuff, if you have three guys with you willing to give their life for you, well, that's how you have a structure of power going on. You lie to them, you promise them something, but you get people under you following you, and that's political. That's what it is. You get people under you that follow you, that will vote for you, and you have power. If you have people behind you with guns, you have power. If you have people behind you with a sacred book about life and death, then you
Oh
have a
God,
power.
book of fairy
So,
tales. Yep,
yeah, but some people will believe them. There's a market for it.
man.
So, yeah,
It,
those are structures of power, and they're on display right now.
yeah, yeah, and I wish those two power structures would just fucking disappear from society. I think the world would be a
Oh,
better
we tried.
place.
We tried.
Yeah,
The in other countries they do swear on separation of state, church and state.
yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
France you have that. In the states you should have that. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and in many
Louisiana.
countries, yeah, that's when
Yeah,
you see the damage that faith can do to your institutions, because it's another power structure on top of another power structure, so they cannot cohabit peacefully.
yeah,
And they try to go on the same spheres of play, like they try to take control of education and healthcare and charity, and then they have a tight grip on how people think and what people do.
yeah.
And when you once you learn that, and you kick
The
the
money too.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and some circles of society will always like fall prey to the fairy tale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts, facts, man. I can't wait to get on the religion topic. Yeah, that gonna be another hour within itself.
sure, why
about it.
not?
I'm happy to talk about it further. But you guys attack us for not believing in democracy. The most sacred right under the United States democracy is the first.
Isn't me? Why Tim Walker he lost all his money gambling or some shit. Like he just look at him like he look like he's man, right wing Twitter and Instagram were ripping this motherfucker last night, dude. Like, god damn. Like memes of him looking like that all over social media. Crazy.
First Amendment. You yourself have said there's no First Amendment right to misinformation. Kamala Harris wants to use the power of government and big tech to silence people from speaking their minds. That is a threat to democracy that will long outlive this present political moment. I would like Democrats and Republicans to both reject censorship. Let's persuade one another. Let's argue about ideas, and then let's come together afterwards.
You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's the test. That's the Supreme Court test.
Tim, fire in a crowded theater. You guys wanted to kick people off.
Tim Walz said something like, "Oh my God."
Facebook for saying that toddlers shouldn't.
Yep. Yep. Look at him now. Look at him now. I can't, man. Oh man. Oh God.
Fire in a crowded theater, that is criticizing the policies of the government, which is the right of every American.
Senator, the governor does have the floor for 1 minute to respond to you.
Yeah. Well, I don't run Facebook. What I do know is I see a candidate out there who refused, and now again, and this, I'm pretty shocked by this. He lost the election. This is not a debate. It's not anything anywhere.
We know he lost the election. Why are we talking about this on October 2nd, 2024? That's what I'm asking. Thank God.
Other than in Donald Trump's world. Because look, when Mike Pence made that decision to certify that election, that's why Mike Pence isn't on the stage.
Iran bombs Israel, you have them talking about some random shit that happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, gun nuts with no guns. Like Jimmy Dore said, gun nuts with no guns. Damn. Imagine these motherfuckers when the revolution, like when we have a real revolution. That's the October 6th shit. That was just a facade. Nah, the shit that I want to be a part of, you want to be a part of, Ty Pez and everybody else, that's the shit they're going to be scared of.
What I'm concerned about is, where is the firewall with Donald Trump? Where is the firewall if he knows he could do anything, including taking an election, and his vice president's not going to stand to it? That's what we're asking you, America.
This guy.
Will you stand up? Will you keep your oath of office, even if the president doesn't? And I think Kamala Harris would agree. She wouldn't have picked me if she didn't think I would do that, because of course that's what we would do. So America, I think you've got a really clear choice on this election of who's going to honor that democracy and who's going to honor Donald Trump.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
Oh God. Oh God. Like you said, man, Iran bummed the fuck out of Israel, and these motherfuckers on stage talking about, did Donald Trump win? What in the fuck is wrong with America, man? Are these motherfuckers dumb as fuck? Like damn. Me and Ty Peasant can't be the only two rational motherfuckers in the earth. Like, it gotta be more people. You know what I mean? Like, oh man. Like my mama, she's still talking about this shit.
The media is the same, the same money that's paying them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I had to show you those clips, man. Cause when you told me you missed it, most of it, cause I wouldn't show them if you watched it alongside me. But yeah, man, that shit was crazy. Like Tim Walz doing this. Look, they just doing it all night long. Like, I really didn't notice it at first because I was, worried about Ty Peasant and stuff like that, and I, boring. But that was kind of funny as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh man. Okay. Guys, if you're watching this video, like the video, please. If you're on YouTube and Rumble, especially, it helps. It pushes us out in the algorithm too. And while you're at it, if you just got in, support my best friend / the CEO, Ty Peasant, y'all. She's going through hell right now, man. Like bad one bad look after bad look after bad look. So donate to her cash out. You ain't gotta give much. Any amount helps. Liz 4285. So yeah, Smurf, man. Let's get to the other topic. Religion, man. I got a lot to say. I'm gonna start here. When I was little, I grew up in a Baptist church. I sung in the choir. I did Easter speeches. Like I went to church every Sunday. I went to Bible class, Sunday school, all that shit. Growing up in the fucking South, we do. And then I was taught that homosexuality was a sin, and the 10 Commandments. Can't steal, kill, and well, to be honest with you, that shit kind of make fucking sense. Like you shouldn't steal nobody else's prop shit, and you shouldn't kill nobody for no reason. But but it was tied into religion, and then man, 6-7 years ago, well, no, when I was in school, that was like 10 years ago, man. I mean, college, man. I still was religious, but then I started thinking to myself, like, um, why do Christians in particular hate the LGBTQ so much? Like these people ain't bad. Like, who cares how their lifestyle is? Like, then then they said it was abomination. Like, not to them, that's their right. Like, then I told my mama, I said, Mama, I ain't religious no more. Man, she got mad. I was in college, man. She didn't want to talk to my ass for like 4 or 5 months, man. Like, she man, she to this very day, man, she still like, come on, pray with me. Like she don't believe that I'm agnostic / atheist. We're kind of close to atheist, but still agnostic at times. But I'm like, Mama, this shit, like, but oh yeah, the praying aspect, I almost like committed suicide like twice in my life, and then I'm be depressed all the time now. Like, Spur, like I'm always in a bad mood, Like I pray to this God, this sky God, this genie, this sky genie in the bottle, and I still be depressed. So I'm like prayers ain't working. Like, and then the school shootings and shit that happen in America, because America is fucking stupid and still have automatic weapons and don't give a fuck about mental health. Like, little kids and people still getting shot up in stores and schools, and all these motherfuckers got to say is thoughts and prayers. Well, prayers don't work. If they did, then all this shit would be, America would be perfect. It's not perfect. Like, America's still a shithole. So prayers don't work. I stopped believing in a genie in a bottle, and I don't read no book full of fairy tales. So yeah, man, that's like, I could continue on, but man, what you got to say, Smurf?
Yeah, well, it's similar up in like the regional parts of Canada. Like, I was born in a time where like there was still a lot of religion in schools. Like people were like doing their prayers and like and I had to do that for like my early years of elementary school. And my parents gave me the choice to go get out of religion school, and they had to order a teacher from the outside to teach me like the replacement class for when you don't do religion. They call it like morals, like morals,
Mm-hmm.
or morale, like morality. Like you get a morality class, like. And from early on, I was treated like I was Satan. Like kids in the class would like ask me why I didn't believe in Jesus, and if like they were not aware that they didn't have to do this, and like they were not really critical of religion and whatever. Um, when I moved to Montreal, I found out that it was like filled with people like me. Nobody believed in God. Like it was only in my hometown that people did. Um, I guess agnostic is a safe place, because one thing is for sure is you don't know for sure
Yeah.
anything about it, so that you can rest assured of your position. Like you don't know, and until you do, until you're being shown something, until you're being proven something, you don't know. Like, and it's,
Yeah.
I think it's very humble and it's very cool to say, I'm not, I'm not decided on it. Like, I fucking hate religion for what it's done to divide humanity.
Yes.
And but I have to say, like, it's not honest to say that I hate it. Like, sometimes I envy people that have faith. Like, like, it must feel good, but it never works with me. Eventually it doesn't work. Like, I know it's a just make believe, like Santa. It's fun to believe in Santa, and when Christmas comes around, you get into the Christmas mood, and you think about the Christmas fable and the stories, but, like, it's not real, right? And it's only ginning up consumption, so you go to the store and buy more shit. Like, that's
Hmm.
what's really behind Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, and once you get that, you're like, okay, well, they're using the fable against me even then. So, like, might be pleasant to think about when you're a kid, but, like, when you grow up, it becomes really, really unpleasant. Like, anyways, so, like, the religion, yeah, like, what to say about the story about it? Like, I had to drop that in, that I am, like, a bit, like, envious of those of deep faith, like those fighting Israel in
Yeah.
Lebanon or Gaza or Yemen. They have, like, hardcore faith, but, like, I've been in contact with Islam, and I know that I'm not that sold on all the religious ideas, but,
Neither.
like, all the religions on top, when you're at the door and they send you, like, to a young priestess, the religion looks really appealing. Like,
It
like
do.
you're like, wow, your God sounds cool and you look good, and you want to get into the temple, but there's always something. Like, it's a power structure. Like, they want something from you. They want your approval. They want your money. They want
Church.
your
Oh
signature.
yeah.
They want your presence. They want
They want the aura.
yeah. You're so yeah.
Spirit.
Submit. Just submit. Yeah. Just bend the knee and be counted among the faithful. So it's like the military. It's like the political system. It's like a criminal mafia. It's like, it's a power structure. It has an objective, and it's a it uses humans in a industrial scale to their agenda, and they've been around for thousands of years. The military's been around for thousands of years. Religion's been around for thousands of years, so they've really well oiled the machine of, like, gaining power.
Right. Right, man. Yeah, that too. Like church, man. Like I used to go to church. My mom when I was younger, obviously, right? And I always, like like the preacher used to always say, like, you gotta give your tithes and offerings. It's in the Bible. You gotta give 10% of what you earn, and I always like, they according to the Bible, it claims that you
Well, there's
it ain't you ain't
communism
supposed to
in
give.
that.
Yeah, they
If it
supposed to
was like that,
it supposed to be like mutual aid. Like you ain't supposed to give money. You supposed to give like farm animals and
yeah,
food according to the fairy tale book.
yeah,
Food and grains, vegetables and stuff like that. But
it
I
should be
think now,
redistributed. But
yeah,
like, apart from that, the guy in Rome is getting the money, and
yeah,
the local guy has got a new car again.
like the preacher at my church, man.
Yeah,
Like every year he get a new truck. I'm like, motherfucker, you just bought that truck, a brand new truck. Like,
yeah,
like he like they had some kind of can drive, but
yeah.
it like
And
you
the
supposed to do more than
congregation,
that.
they have the whole congregation. They have holes in their socks, and they're, like,
Yeah,
praying, and they're like, "Oh, he's so holy, he's so clean, he's got a
He,
nice truck."
yeah, he have that robe on. He preach, he preaching. You know how them black preachers be, Spur. I know you seen some of the clip. They be jumping and yelling, all that shit. Yeah, all that shit. I found out all that shit is a show, man. It's a show.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a facade. Like
One
to
day,
me,
we should go do the bacon dance. Like, just be random dudes. Like, we're touched by God. We got to do the bacon dance.
yeah. And I'll probably do it in a gym or something on live. I live stream you doing the bacon dance, like, I caught the Holy Ghost. Oh man, yeah, man. I just start questioning things. I should have said this earlier. I start questioning a lot of things because, like, God said love one another, but on the other hand, it says, homosexuality is abomination. Like, so what? You can't love people that decide to have a different lifestyle than the quote unquote traditional lifestyle. Like, I just start questioning a lot of things. Like, I got a whole lot of homosexual friends, well, queer friends. Like, they cool as fuck. I'm like, my mama, man, like, man, she always say, that's a sin. I'm like, mama, shut up. Like, come on, man. Like you always talk about love and stuff, but you don't like these people, what they do, then, you the problem. So yeah, man. And dangerous about it too is that actually people that reads that fairy tale book sees that in there like abomination, and they try to harm those people too. So, that bothers the fuck out of me, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think in college I realized that all this shit was like a fucking just a big old fairy tale just to give people to believe in something. And also too, I think too, about religion is that I think it was meant to give people a false sense of hope, if you see what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, yeah, but it's just so that they stay submitted.
yeah, no, you ain't gotta fight. God will fight for you. This invisible God, he'll fight for you. I think it's to dilute the black, especially the black community. Like, black folks, I believe black folks like were trying to rise up, and I think they start injecting all that religious bullshit into our communities, and that's why we are where we are now. Like my mama and my auntie, like they deeply religious. Like, oh, like
It's almost fundamentally anti-rebellious.
yes, yeah, I agree. Man.
Not always, not everywhere, but
Yeah,
in Rome, Christianity had a real relation with power.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, and at one time, did the church had like government power and shit too in Rome? The
Yeah,
the church was, yeah. I read about that, man.
the Vatican City is a state,
Yeah,
but it's a theocracy.
yeah. Remember too. I read too that they were anti-science, and look which political party is anti-science. So yeah, so that shows you like history repeats itself.
Yeah, they
Like,
say that, but they do hire bankers for their investments.
yeah, they anti-science, but every time you look at the preacher, he got a brand new suit or a brand new truck,
Yeah,
or
they don't like science, but they do like basic math.
yeah, yeah. Math is science, but you anti-science, so why you count that money? That's kind of hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? But and also too, preachers, they supposed to be the quote unquote man of the cloth, right? They always, like, not all of them, I guess. I don't care, but like, they do the opposite. They tell the church to live right, and they do the opposite of what they tell the audience. Like, see, that's why that's why I had to. I said, nah, I'm done with this shit, man. Nah, you know. Yeah.
And they're always going to the same victims.
Yep.
Notice when the northern countries, they have more education, they have less religion,
That makes sense. That makes
and
sense.
they found that out.
Yeah, they realized that a long time ago. Yeah, they
And
realized that.
so they went to Africa, they went to South America, and they started working on those who were not provided with education and and basic human services,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it always feeds down the downtrodden, like feeds on the homeless, the hungry, the lepers.
yeah, yeah.
And so, if you have a country that's committing grave atrocities and inequality, you have a good target for religion.
Yep.
And of course, Africa has been divided and fractured and extracted, so it's a good target for religion.
Agreed, man. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, religion. Yeah, yeah, especially in the South, like it's a whole bunch of churches, man. Like it be churches across from each other in some parts of like around, like when you just drive around the South one day, somewhere. If you come to the United States, just go to the South, go to like Louisiana, Mississippi. Like I think Mississippi got more churches than any other state. Like, but the state is poor as fuck, poverty is high as fuck. Like the education system is shit. But you got a lot of churches though. So opposed to it just indoctrinate people with this invisible wizard that can't be proven. Like religion can't be proven. You know, so they can do that, but not make it better for the people that live there. But
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. I'm just a damn talking ape with a microphone.
Well, they try to prevent like people from getting at least enough freedom of thought to get to that point where they're like, what's that bullshit? And it takes a few generations for people to move out of it, because there's so much pressure around you to like get back into the fold. Like my grandma still wants to is still trying to get me to pray and like get me to believe in her
Me
prayers.
too. My
She
mama.
says she prays for me, and like I'm like, well, don't waste your time. But sometimes I'm taking high risks, and I get out like safe and sound, and I'm like, maybe she's looking out for me, sending good vibes or something, through her praise, but like I don't think she's like spending like really good time. Like she could do like something else with her time rather than praying for the whole family one by one. But yeah, anyways, like we were indoctrinated, like like when I was like maybe 4 or 3, or anyways, my one of my aunts said that I couldn't go on in life not being baptized, like because what
Same
is he
here.
gonna do? Like he's gonna be lost, like poor kids, what are you thinking? Like you gotta baptize him like really like super fast, like oh no, I was probably like really young, like much younger than 2 or 3. But anyway, so my grandmother, like, she put me into the sink and like she baptized me herself, because it had to be done. Like they really believed in it, like, and
Same.
in my generation, we managed to get out of it completely. Like I didn't go to school in Christianity. I had to like read the Bible later because I wanted to educate myself, but I didn't read it at school.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Before I started questioning shit, I had to like, I took my college. I took a Bible class, so for credit. So yeah, I think that's when I start questioning shit. Cause I'm like, I just like a lot of shit in the Bible, like just don't make any sense.
It's
Like
just
how
a story written by some dudes.
Yeah, like the art thing. Like, how the fuck can you like two of each animal? a big ass boat. How the fuck you make that boat? No, you know what I'm talking about, man. Like
It's full of
7 days.
nonsense.
God wizard made the earth in how many 7 days or some shit. Like, why 7 is so important in the Bible? Like, I noticed that 7 days, 7 nights. Jesus, what you say, fast for 49 days or some shit like that. I'm like, man, like this shit just don't. It just ain't adding up. Yeah, you're right. It's fairy tales, man. That's all what the Bible is. You know, you tell my mama that, boy. My mama will get some heated, but I don't give a fuck. You know, I decided, like, yeah, like you said, like mama said, I'm gonna pray for you. You know, I tell mama, hey, mama, I'm finna go to Georgia, go to Tennessee somewhere. She said, I'm gonna pray for you, but I'm like, mama, prayer don't work. Like, I just drive safe. Like, I just drive safe. Like, pray don't, like, God ain't, he ain't got the wheel. Jesus don't take the wheel. Andre take the wheel. Make sure I don't drive sleepy or drive intoxicated. I get there safely because I drive safe. Like, I just have to just tell her like that. So yeah, man. Yeah, yeah,
It
religion,
doesn't take
man.
much. It doesn't take much to grow out of it. What I wonder is, there's some really advanced, really crack scientists that still believe in God. Like, if once you've seen under a microscope the biological war that's going on everywhere on every surface, you start to wonder, like, where is God in that? Like, what team is he on? Like, team blue bacteria or team yellow bacteria? Like,
Yeah,
I wonder how come those, like, a very advanced scientists, how come they still can believe that there's at least a God defined by the organized religions? Like, I get those that say, like, I believe in something, and I might as well call
yeah,
it God. Like, but I don't get those that go really deep in science, that see the chaos of the universe. They see the laws that were written by nature. They they probably think it's God. Like, so I do. Yeah, maybe I get it. Maybe I do get it. But anyway,
yeah. I think the same way. Like, like.
we drink his blood.
Yeah, what they call it on first Sunday? I forgot what they call it. They drink Jesus' blood or some shit, and the bread or something. Damn, I forgot. I forgot. Sigament or some shit. I probably saying it wrong, but yeah, man, we did that shit. I'm like, this ain't Jesus' blood. This is fucking cranberry juice. Like, the fuck? Then this white little cracker thing. Like what the hell? All this shit just was show. But
Okay,
yeah, man.
you guys were not like a Roman Catholics.
Nah, we were Baptists.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you said. Sorry, yeah. I had a friend that was Baptist, yeah, and like in Montreal. But I think she doesn't believe anymore. Like, anyways, like education, man, it just does that to you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, sometimes I wish I was a little more faithful, yeah, but
yeah.
I just can't grow into it.
I'm never gonna get back into it, man. Like my mom, she had that major surgery back in July, and she said, "Jesus help me, Jesus save me." No, mama, the doctor that went to school to study science. He studied science. He studied procedure, how to fix your bowel obstruction. He saved you, not no imaginary wizard. He didn't come and he didn't come in with a wand and instantly healed you. No, that doctor had to cut you open. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this, it just, I guess once you indoctrinate to a certain point, like, I guess it just, it's just natural. You wake up and pray. I pray to God every morning. He healed me. Like, medicine heals you, mama, not God. Okay. Man, I still had to deal with this shit, even though I told her that I don't believe in religion no more. Like, she still want to pray on the phone with me. Like, I mean, what can I do? Either just hang up on her, she'll be really angry, or just go along with it. So I just be like this. Oh God, please hurry
Yeah.
up, hurry up. So yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Education, man. I guess like what being woke to a lot of things changed my mindset for the good though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then education is not a guarantee of like
Yeah.
it's not a complete protection from faith or like subversion by Christian or organized religion. Um, what you gotta avoid in a society is like leaving people like with a mind so empty that it can be impregnated by ideas of like afterlife and ideas of like moral superiority or moral inferiority, infected with ideas of shame, and infected with ideas of well, again, like racial superiority or cultural superiority, meaning like they have the moral high ground on another religion with the similar gods, similar tenets, but they have the right to like. Anyway, so yeah, um, yeah, man, it's been hard going around talking to some of the older folks about religion. Even some of the agnostic or atheistic ones, they will still defend the church as being vector of education, and so like they will attack my argument about education and say the church was education for a long time, but then it's true, but it was mostly indoctrination. It was mostly
Yeah.
it was a two-cent in education. Like they were trying to shape faithfuls, like the cadets are trying to shape soldiers.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah. I guess again, like I say, like I guess when you're a certain age, I guess same with politics. Like you tell your older people like the system don't work for you. These parties are lying to you. Like they got you on teams to pin against one another, but and you tell them the only way is revolution, liberation, and they just look at you like you're crazy. Like, oh, you just young, you young, you don't understand, Donald Trump is just a dictator, I'm like, we had Donald Trump for 4 years, like shit's still the damn same, like folks still homeless, I'm not in an internment camp, since Donald Trump's a dictator, so yeah, yeah, I learned to leave older people with religion. If I talk to an older person, like my lady friend in Shreveport, yeah, she's religious. And with her, she said she had to move to another church because the church she was at, apparently these people realized that you should love everybody, homosexuals and all that stuff. And then so she said she had to leave there because she wanted just like my mama, same old crap. So yeah, um, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah,
But we
Smurf.
gotta be careful when we do the revolution with the church. Like you can't do that. Like eventually they're gonna play the oh, we're just here to look like they're gonna play passive innocent, just here to help, but then they're all up in your stuff, like they're managing your stuff, like, and soon they'll be managing your state, and they'll be appointing your kings, and they'll appoint you know how it is. That's how it was in the past. That's how they've been doing it. and they did it for such a long time that it's still going on. Like, yeah. Anyways, fuck all of
Yeah,
this.
yeah, man. You're right. Yeah, 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 yeah. We need everybody in the revolution, but yeah, no, but church, but if you the church aspect of it, nah, nah. We won't accept that, but you want to change the world? Hey, I'm all ears, man. But leave all that Jesus, God rhetoric. Leave that in your house, man. That's what I tell
Yeah,
them. So,
yeah, yeah. It's much like Santa Claus
yes, that's all it is. Yeah, the Easter
or
Bunny, Tooth
anything.
Fairy.
We can talk about Mortal Kombat, but we're not gonna make laws based on that. Like, get the fuck
Yeah,
out of
yeah, I love to see that,
here.
man. Yeah,
Fiction,
yeah,
fiction.
yep. Oh, yeah, yeah. Fairy tales, man. Yep. Jane Yuga said this on his show one time. He said it's just a book of fairy tales. Like it is all it is. The Tooth Fairy, yeah, same
And
shit.
there's nothing bad about fairy tales or fiction. It's just that we got to take it for what it is. You know,
You know that it's fabricated. It's fake. Phony, as they say. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah. Just like these like the two-party system. It's fake. Like they both serve the same corporation. You seen on the debate stage that Vance and Walsh was just sucking off each other. Like they both agree on, maybe a couple of things, abortion and stuff like that, but they agree on everything else. War, the border. So yeah.
it's like the hockey team. Why are they fighting? Why are some guys are knocking each other's teeth off? Like, they're taking it super seriously, but the owners are playing golf together. What does that mean?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they fighting the divide, but in all actuality, they both go to wine meetings together with their donors, you know, like saying that nothing will fundamentally change. We just, fooling the
They're
masses.
modern gladiator owners. They own gladiators, and they
Yeah.
play them off against each other.
Yep. Same
So
shit.
it's just for the money. It's just for the show. Money and some influence, like bartering here and there, but it's money.
Yep. Yep. At the end of the day, you follow that money, he'll tell you all you need to know. Hey, you ain't gotta listen to what I gotta say. Hey, hey, the proof is in the pudding, the money. You know. So yeah, y'all. Thank you for watching 101 with Smurf on the Good Faith Show. Smurf, I appreciate this, man. You always make me laugh, man. I'll tell you. Man. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, y'all. If you haven't done it already, like the video if you're on YouTube and Rumble. And and also too, donate to my best friend, CEO of the ATP Network. I can't stress this, more. Donate to a Cash App, Liz4285. And yeah, man. Anything else you gotta say, Smurf, before we log off?
Liz, we love you. Do the revolution.
Yep. Yeah, Liz. Yep. We Liz, yeah, I should have said this. We got your back, take much time as you need. Like I know you told me you just going through so much stuff right now. Don't rush back for me, because I know I'm gonna be here, Smurf, he gonna be here, we got your back. So just take your time, get your head space right. I love doing tea time with you. Like I enjoy tea time, but for your headspace sake and your mental health, just take the time you need. Don't rush back to Monday. You say you want to come back on Monday. If you need more time, just let me know in advance. I do another ATP live with Smurf, and might invite another guest. I don't know, but Again, Liz, me and Smurf, we love you. Stay strong, and I can't wait to fight the revolution.
Yeah, well said.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Good Faith Show, 1-on-1 with Smurf. Man, been a good week. You know. Have a good one, Smurf.
Have a good one. Talk to
All
you
right.
soon.
All right, you too, man.